Joseph Nollekens R.A. August 11, 1737, April 23, 1823, was a sculptor from London, generally considered to be the finest British sculptor of the late 18th century. Life: Nollekens was born on August 11, 1737 at 28 Dean Street, Soho, London, the son of the Flemish painter Joseph Frans Nollekens, 1702–1748, who had moved from Antwerp to London in 1733. He studied first under another Flemish immigrant in London, the sculptor Peter Seemakers, before studying and working as an antiques dealer, restorer and copier in Rome from 1760 or 1762. The sculptures he made in Rome included a marble of Timocles before Alexander, for which he was awarded 50 guineas by the Society of Arts, and busts of Lawrence Sterne and David Garrick, who were visiting the city. On his return to London in 1770 he set up as a maker of busts and monuments at 9, Mortimer Street, where he built up a large practice. Although he preferred working on mythological subjects, it was through his portrait busts that he became famous and one of the most fashionable portrait sculptors in Britain. He enjoyed the patronage of King George III and went on to sculpt a number of British political figures, including George III himself, William Pitt the Younger, Charles James Fox, the Duke of Bedford and Charles Watson Wentworth. He also made busts of figures from the arts such as Benjamin West. Most of his subjects were represented in classical costume. Faith, a sculpture commissioned by Henry Howard, following the death of his wife Maria in 1788 in childbirth at Corby Castle, is said to be Nollekens' finest work. The sculpture can be seen in the Howard Chapel at the parish church of Wetherell, Cumbria. Faith in Wetherell Parish Church, Cumbria. Commissioned by Henry Howard after the death of his wife Maria in 1788. Although he took great care over the modeling of the details of his sculptures, the marble versions were normally made by assistants, such as Sebastian Gahagan, who carved Nollekens' statue of William Pitt for the Senate House at Cambridge, and L. Alexander Goblet. 10. Some subjects were produced in large numbers. More than 70 replicas of Nollekens' bust of Pitt are known. Nollekens became an associate of the Royal Academy in 1771 and a full academician the following year. Death: he died in London in 1823, having made a considerable fortune from his work. He left around £200,000 in his will. He is buried in Paddington Parish Church with a monument by William Beans. A biography Nollekens and His Times by his executor John Thomas Smith was published in 1828, portraying him as a grotesque miser. It has been described as perhaps the most candid biography ever published in the English language. Number 44 Mortimer Street in Fitzrovia stands on the site of the house where Nollekens died and has a blue plaque commemorating him.